I'm being gang stalked, very actively gang stalked by some sting ops that are harassing me. There's a whole bunch of them over in this area, and they're deliberately laughing and yelling and screaming, and they just set some black woman over here who was a sting op. She quite literally stopped right here, right on the opposite side of my backpack, and stood right here on the opposite side, and she's pulling out a fucking pen, and she's trying to hand the pen to me. She's saying, can you open that for me? And I'm like, I don't do hand-to-hand exchanges. And then she fucking changed the question, and then she said, do you got a lighter? And I said, I don't do hand-to-hand exchanges. And then she started picking a fight with me. She doesn't take no for an answer. Sting ops do not take no for an answer. Sting ops will just keep asking for a hand-to-hand exchange of some sort. And then when you refuse to do a hand-to-hand exchange with a sting op, that's when they pick a fight. Well, this bitch was obviously a fucking sting op. And there's a whole gaggle of people over there that were laughing and shit when this bitch started cussing me out because I refused to do a hand-to-hand exchange with this bitch. So there's a shit ton of sting ops over there, and they're laughing about it. And they're still standing out there in front of a fucking restaurant. They're not in the restaurant patronizing the restaurant. They're just standing in front over there laughing while the sting ops are harassing me. These people are fucking guilty of murder. These people are goddamn fucking sting ops. They're ganging up on me. They know I'm homeless. They know I don't have a place to turn to for help. They know my 911 calls are covered up. So they just gang up on me and harass and terrorize me with the intent of provoking me into fighting back in self-defense. The moment I fight back in self-defense, that's when these sting ops pull out their damn guns and they just shoot me. They're not fucking trying to hide it. I mean, the bitch just walked literally right up to me. Literally right on the opposite side of my backpack right here. She's just literally standing right there. Literally right there. I mean, there's this table right here. There's that table. And there's a third table over there. And then there's places over there to sit. Here's places along here to sit. That fucking sting op walked right over here. Put herself right here. She could have went to the other side of the table, but no, she came over here on the opposite side of my fucking backpack, and then immediately tries to engage me in some sort of a hand-to-hand exchange of some sort. And I flat out told her, I do not do hand-to-hand exchanges with anybody. And the bitch wouldn't take no for an answer, and changed the question, and tried to get a different type of a hand-to-hand exchange. And I told her again, I don't do hand-to-hand exchanges. And then she started asking me my name. I said, well, that's none of your concern. And then she started yelling and cussing and screaming at me. And then I started yelling, cussing, screaming at her ass and told her, get the fuck away from me. You're a fucking sting op. And the bitch fucking admitted she's in law enforcement. She fucking admitted, yeah, there's sting ops over there fucking laughing about it. They think it's fucking funny, sting ops. Go patronize the businesses and quit stalking people. Quit standing in front of businesses and stalking people. Notify the county sheriff. These people are fucking stalking, man. They've been over there doing this shit now for like 40 minutes now. 40 fucking minutes. I'm being victimized by fucking sting ops, and these fuckers over there are fucking laughing about it. They think it's fucking funny. Victims of crime are amusing to them. I see why cops never go to fucking jail in this goddamn fascist ass state. And nobody will fucking arrest their sick asses. County Sheriff's Department is going to have to publicize it. You need to go inside the business and stuff off. But the word is in front of that business over there is black. They want to see a sting off the rest of you. Okay, turn back up the other side. They're going to stand for us for this. Because that man wants to talk bad. If you go to the FBI, he's going to testify to these people he talks. He wants to share a fucking he's notified the general secretary of the charges of public law. The FBI is the one that takes all the he just did it. She just put a knife at me. She just put a knife at me. She just put a fucking knife at me.
I live and I die. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck you, Sting Up. You got a fucking knife.
You motherfucker right, I got a gun too, cuz.
You fucking put a knife at my fucking face.
Right, I did. And I will kill you.
For what?
Because you are not legal. You're fucking running around here looking like bastard.
You're a fucking Sting Up.
You're a fucking asshole.
You're just a Sting Up harassing, just terrorizing witnesses against cops.
Hey, yo, well, my kids got killed.
You got a knife in your fucking hand.
Motherfucking right, I do. You motherfucking right, bitch ass nigga. You want to die tonight? It's your choice.
For what?
Because I don't like people like you. Put that in there. And put that in there.
I don't like people like you, but you approached me. I didn't approach you.
I asked you with kindness to get the fuck out of my face. You gotta get. I'm Miss Jackson. Want to give my name without
Back away from me. I'm walking away from you.
You better walk away from me.
Get back away.
You better walk away from me without. Oh, take you to your grave, just like you did there. Dumbass motherfucker. You're my son. All you motherfuckers did.
I didn't do anything to you. I don't even know who the fuck you are. I don't even know. I don't even know who you are.
Yo, fuck who you don't know who I am. I'm the one gonna kill you. I'm the one gonna put that knife in your chest. I'm the one.
For what?
Because you're stupid. Bow down.
Oh, you're crazy. This person came at me with a fucking knife. She came at me with a fucking knife and she followed me all the way over here up to that intersection right there. with a fucking knife in her goddamn fucking hand. She's smacking that knife on things. And now she's with 2 other sting ops. So now she's palling around with 2 other sting ops. So she's obviously a fucking sting op, and she's with other people. They're fucking gang stalking me. And she came at me with a fucking knife. She came at me with a fucking knife! A fucking knife, you fucking murderers! She's got a fucking knife! Sting ops, you fucking murderers! Officer Eric Carlson and Officer John Ray murdered a kid! You fuckers are sting ops and trying to cover for their asses! You fucking murderers! Officer Eric Carlson, Officer John Ray killed a kid! Well, there's fucking 3 of them. Fucking 3 of them, for God's sakes, man. Keep your distance. She's got a knife. She came at me with a fucking knife. She came at me with a knife.
Oh, it's you. What's up, brother?
Keep your fucking distance, sting op. I already know you're a sting op. Go hang around Fred Meyer some more, sting op. Go take the side door some more, sting op, without having a key card. I already know you're goddamn sting op. Fucking murderers. Go pal around with the security guard over Fred Meyer some more, sting ops. She was coming at me with a fucking knife. These people are sting ops. These are some of the dude, the tall dude. He's one of the sting ops that have been basically gang stalking me ever since I became homeless and came to the 82nd area here. He was initially stalking me when I was homeless on 181st. When I was in the 181st area, which is the area where I initially became homeless, and I was initially hanging out in that area, it was a completely different group of people that were stalking me. They were in law enforcement, and there were people in law enforcement. There were people that were relatives and buddies and girlfriends and whatnot to people in law enforcement. I literally had to leave 181st because I was being gang stalked on 181st by law enforcement and their fucking whore-ass girlfriends and their relatives. And I came to 82nd here, which is in Portland. 181st, that's in Gresham, Oregon. Gresham, Oregon is right next to Portland, Oregon. So I had to come back to Portland. And I came here to 82nd area. I used to live on 82nd area. Or near the 82nd area. Sorry, it's hard for me to breathe. My adrenaline is pumping right now because that bitch was trying to kill me. She literally put, while my camera was in my coat pocket, she literally put a knife near my throat. She had it about that close to my throat. about where my finger is. She had it about that close to my throat. I was literally sitting at the table over in that direction over there. I was sitting at the table, and she came up from behind me and she just put that knife out in front of me like that. And she started talking, making threats. And I got up from the fucking table and I'm trying to get my camera. You know, I opened my coat pocket thinking maybe my camera might actually catch the bitch through my pocket. I didn't know if it was or wasn't. I don't honestly know if it was or wasn't. I was hoping it was. And then I took my camera out, and then the bitch started coming at me with a fucking knife in her fucking hand. She's not even trying to hide it. These are the sting ops that have been, some of the sting ops that have been harassing me and following me pretty much everywhere I fucking go. That tall dude, I mean, he's all over 82nd. I mean, they have a lot of sting ops all over 82nd. And he generally targets me in the area of the McDonald's that's near Foster Road on 82nd, all the way to the Eastport Plaza area. And he always happens to be around, and he always tries to act friendly towards me. He's one of the sting ops. Have you ever heard of good cop, bad cop scenarios? Well, when you're targeted by a sting, it's sort of the same thing. Some of the sting ops will harass and terrorize their homeless victim or their victim out on the streets. And then some of the sting ops will try to befriend the target, the victim. He's one of the sting ops that throughout the whole time I've been gang stalked and terrorized and stalked by sting ops here on 82nd in Southeast Portland here. He's been one of the sting ops that tries to pretend to be friendly, and tries to act like a friend type of a person towards me. But I knew immediately he was a sting op. Just because I didn't let on to him that I knew he was a sting op doesn't change the fact I knew he was a sting op, because the sting, whether they act friendly or whether they act hostile towards me, either way they use their mannerisms are the same. They treat the stalking of their target as a sport. There's a trait about sting ops that gives them away completely. Normal people have a live and let live. Like a lot of these people, they're not even interested, in my situation. They don't even know who the fuck I am, and they're not even interested in me. They're normal people, and the reason why they're normal people is because they have an A to B pattern where they're just living their life, and they're just going wherever it is that they got to go. And that person like right there, he's like a normal person. He's just going somewhere. He's not interested in me at all. That guy ain't interested in me in one bit. That's a normal person. Excuse me. Normal people have a live and let live attitude, and they have a to B pattern where they started from somewhere and they're trying to go somewhere, and they have a we got things to do attitude, and they're not really interested in other people. Well, sting ops, they have a we're interested in you attitude, and it's their very interest in me that gives them away as sting ops. This bitch was coming at me with a fucking knife. She was coming at me with a fucking knife, and she's with two other sting ops were over there waiting. So it's like a gang. Like I'm surrounded by sting ops, and one of the sting ops attacks me while the other sting ops records it, and then they flaunt it and flaunt the fact that they're a group, and they were actually a group, and they're flaunting it. Now, why were they trying to hide the fact they're a group? Because they're sting ops. They're fucking sting ops. And the dude that's with her is deliberately pretending to be friendly to my face. What a load of fucking bullshit. The bitch that he is with just tried to stab me, and he's pretending to be friendly to my face. Now, what kind of games do you think sting ops are fucking playing in this town? They're goddamn fucking murderers. fucking murderers. They're not even trying to hide it. Sting ops, normal people leave me the fuck alone. If I'm sitting at a table someplace or a bench somewhere, people just leave me the fuck alone. Don't bother me. Normal people. Sting ops, they'll approach me, stand right next to me, and then they'll hold their fucking hands out. And they constantly do that. They'll do that. They'll hold their hand out like that. And they're trying to hand me something. Or they'll hold their hand out and they're asking for something. And they do that because sting ops want on video surveillance hand-to-hand exchanges with their targets. Almost every fucking sting op in the fucking universe uses that fucking tactic. It's a dead giveaway of a sting op. The fact that they'll ignore other people and approach me and then stick their hands out because they're trying to cause some sort of a hand-to-hand exchange of some sort. I mean, it's a classic dead giveaway of a fucking sting. That means they're either in law enforcement or they're fucking working and connected to law enforcement. They're either in law enforcement or they're buddies or relatives or girlfriends of law enforcement. That black ass bitch is probably a relative to somebody with a fucking badge in this fucking fascist state. Now that was a clear and deliberate attempt on their part to provoke me into acting in self-defense. The moment I act in self-defense, they'll just pull out their guns to shoot me. Imagine being surrounded by a dozen bullies, and the dozen bullies have you encircled, and each bully is pushing and shoving you, and they push you into one bully, and that bully pushes you into another bully, and that bully pushes you into another bully, and you're just encircled by these motherfuckers, and they're all grinning and laughing and smirking. And the moment you raise your hand and make a fist to act in self-defense, that's when one of the members of that group pulls out a gun and they shoot you, and then they fake justification, and then they claim you're violent, and they claim you're dangerous, and then they have all those dozens of people that were the bullies bullying you backing up that lie. That's what it's like to be targeted by a sting. That's what it's like. And they don't even give a damn if anybody knows. They just did this in a very public area. A very public area. There's Jack in the Box right there. It's fucking open. All those stores over there are open. The time right now is, it's around 9:40. About 9:40 right now. 9:40 in the evening. The date today, oh gosh, I don't know the date today. In 4 days, it'll be the 1st of February. In 4 days. Gosh, I can't remember the date. It's January 20 something, in the late 20s. The exact, I think 27th or 28th. I don't know. It's 4 days from now. 4 days from now, it will be January 1st. So that should tell you what day this is. I don't currently know what the day is today. The last time I looked at the calendar, I was only paying attention to when is the 1st, because the 1st of February, because that's when I get my SSI check. So I was wondering, like, how many more days do I got until I get my SSI check? Well, 4 more days. Okay. So that's how. I can't tell you the exact date today, but it's 4 days from now. It will be February 1st. So I gave you the time and I gave you the means to figure out what day this is. That bitch came at me with a fucking knife. She is a sting op. She deliberately approached me She literally was standing, literally just walked right up to the table where I'm sitting, was standing right next to my backpack, which was on the bench, and then she's immediately sticking her hand out trying to cause a hand-to-hand exchange, and I refused. I didn't cuss at her, I just refused. I said, I do not do hand-to-hand exchanges. And then she changed the question and wanted me to do a different type of a hand-to-hand exchange, and I said, again, I do not do hand-to-hand exchanges. And then she started acting angry and started demanding my name. And I said, that's none of your fucking concern. Well, I didn't use the cuss word, but I just said, it's none of your concern. I was rude. My tone of voice at this point is rude because the bitch will not take no for a fucking answer. Oh, it's the crazy bitch with the knife again. It's the crazy bitch with the knife again. She's going after disabled people. She wants to stab disabled people. So the bitch is lingering around in this area. So she's deliberately stalking me because she came back, so she's stalking. This bitch is actually stalking. The crazy bitch has a knife and she's fucking stalking me. She actually came back. She left with her two buddies and then she came back by herself. I'm going to have to assume her other sting buddies are nearby. They were nearby the last time. She's a fucking murderer. The bitch came back, literally came back. She's fucking stalking, man. Slow down, dude, it's a sidewalk. Fucking son of a bitch. God damn, they don't even try to hide it. They don't even try to fucking hide it. They don't even try to fucking hide it, man. She's fucking trying to stab me, man. And my fucking GoPro camera was recording when the bitch tried to stab me. And then the bitch comes back and she has her sting buddies nearby. So I'm surrounded by these fuckers. She attacks me alone, but her sting buddies are like off to the side somewhere waiting. Oh, am I being followed now by more people? Some people look like they're getting up on the sidewalk there right behind me, yeah. Yeah, there's some people sneaking up behind me now. I'm going to have to assume they're sting ops. Possibly that bitch's buddies, more than likely. God damn, these fuckers don't even hide the fact they're goddamn murderers. You're fucking caught. The bitch has a knife, man. She's not even hiding it. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting any sleep tonight. Now that the sting ops are actually stalking me. doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get any sleep. And it looks like I'm going to have to leave this area since they're determined to go after me. Well, I don't think that fucking dumbass bitch even realized my GoPro camera was recording inside my coat pocket. I don't think the bitch even realized it. And I think now that they know that it was recording, they're probably like, gee, we gotta kill the dude now. They're fucking stalking me. Is that bitch following? I don't think it fucking dawned on her that normally these sting ops have me under video surveillance, and I usually can't turn on my GoPro camera without them fucking knowing about it. Well, since that bitch came back, I have to assume her two buddies are nearby. Her two sting buddies are nearby. I know damn well she's in law enforcement, or at least connected to law enforcement. She's one or the other. She's old enough to where she might be in law enforcement, but based on her demeanor, she might be in law enforcement. But I kind of doubt it. Because when sting ops do this kind of shit, they usually have their civilian buddies, and their civilian cops will have their civilian buddies and their civilian relatives and their civilian girlfriends doing this kind of shit to people, because they try to hide the fact that they're in law enforcement. I'm going to have to take the bus and leave this area. I'm going to put this in my pocket. Somebody came at me with a knife. Some black lady. About 25 minutes ago, when I was over at the bus stop, just past that light, on the other side of the 82nd, some black lady, probably in her 60s.
Is she drunk or something?
No. She's not drunk at all. She's well, this is personal. My wife was having an affair with a cop, and they would kind of set me up for stuff when I found out about it. And I've been trying to warn people about it. And this lady, she is either in law enforcement or she's connected to law enforcement. And either way, she was trying to provoke me. She put a knife at my throat over there. I'm not recording you guys. I just put it in my pocket, but I have a GoPro camera, and it's recording right now. Just so you know, I'm not trying to invade your guys' privacy at all. I'm just warning you that there's a potential danger. My camera was running in my pocket when she did this, and right after she did that, I got up. I was sitting at the table, the round tables that are over there at the. I got up from the seat and tried to back away from her, and she was coming at me with a knife. So I opened my coat up like that, and my camera was still running because I was trying to I had my camera because this is like the second time she approached me. The first time she just approached me, she was just trying to argue with me and fight with me verbally. And when she left, I was explaining what happened on my GoPro camera, and then I put my GoPro camera in my pocket, and I left it running. And she came up to me while my camera was still in my pocket running, and put a knife at my throat.
Can you call the cops, or do you think that's not going to work?
It won't do any good.
Really?
I've already tried repeatedly to get help by calling 911. This isn't the first time I've been harassed by these people. I'm waiting at this bus stop just to get away from this general area. And since you guys are here, I just thought I'd warn you. The last I seen her, she was just 2 blocks that way. Just 2 blocks. So I'm just letting you know.
You should take the bus way down there.
Beg your pardon?
You should take the bus like down there in that direction.
Well, I'm going to go somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm going to go away from this area. And she was with 2 other guys. They were both white. I think one of them was really tall.
Yeah.
Skinny guy, really tall. I was trying to back away from her, and she was approaching me with the knife held out. And I opened up my coat like this to get to get it on video. I don't know if they caught it or not.
At least you got the boy.
Well, she was definitely making threats. When I pulled out my GoPro camera, she was still holding the knife. at least 2 different sting ops. Got on the bus after I got on the bus at different stops, and one of them I recognize. The first one that got on the bus. He's one of the sting ops that gang stalks me when I go to the library. The second one I don't recognize at all, but I'm under the impression the second one is a plainclothes cop who's almost bald, and he was sitting right across from me in the bus, and the whole time he's giving me the evil eye routine. I don't think they're very happy over the fact that I just caught one of their high-level sting ops putting a knife at my throat and caught it on video and audio. I don't think they're very happy about that. So they're heavily stalking me right now and monitoring my whereabouts, which is very easy actually for them to do considering I'm homeless. I don't have a vehicle. Anywhere I go on foot. So it's easy for them to follow and track me. I can't really lose them. I have really no way to lose them. I don't really have a way to lose these people. So my life is currently in danger right now, and I really don't know who to turn to because these people are sting ops. Some of them are cops, and the rest of them are people that are connected to cops. And they now know that I have that bitch on video putting a knife at me. And they now know it. Now, I've been gang stalked before, but now they're taking it much more serious because I actually have video of one of their sting ops literally putting a knife at me. Literally. And gee, the bitch was with 2 other sting ops. That was like waiting in the wings, so to speak. So she was with 2 other guys. So why are the 2 other guys hanging back while she goes up to me and puts a knife at my throat? Because they're sting ops, and what they were doing essentially was staging that shit. They're trying to provoke me into fighting back. What's that?
Please don't take my blanket.
I don't care about any of that kind of stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I got my own problems. I came away from Eastport Walmart and took the bus here. Some black lady down there put a knife at my throat.
Oh wow.
I caught it on video and audio, man. She put a fucking knife at my throat. I had to get away from that area. Oh, sorry. I don't have any more. I picked this up off the...
Yeah. I was going to use the Max.
I was at the Eastport Walmart and I got that from the ashtray.
Yeah, I was at the fucking Max station. There's the Max train there, fucking sneaking fucking on me and find me out. First Monday, I got to take this thing out.
It won't. My night's just begun. I can't even stop walking without a stop approaching. Jesus Christ. They're very interested in me now. I don't I'm starting to think that black bitch is either somebody in law enforcement. She might even be a Multnomah County Sheriff detective. She might be the bitch detective that gave my wife permission to poison me. They don't seem very easily on talking right now, and they don't seem happy that I caught that bitch in the act putting a knife at my throat. I know damn well she's along. She's either in law enforcement, she's either a detective. Based on her age, she's up her 60s. Based on her age, she's either a detective in Multnomah County Sheriff or the Portland Police Department, or she's a high-level sting-off that decided that they're going to get rid of me, or at least provoke me and fighting back so that they can get rid of me. The moment I fight back, that's the moment they just pull out their guns and they'll just shoot me, and then they'll fake justification on the news. Now I'm being gang stalked. I'm currently now on foot. Now I'm quite a ways away from Eastport Plaza area. I'm now past Southeast Fuller Road on 82nd, and I'm heading south, which is away from that Eastport area where that black bitch and those other sting-offs are at, where they put a knife at my throat. But I am being gang stalked. I am being followed. At least 2 sting-offs got on the bus after I got on the bus. The people I were talking to at the bus stop, I don't know if they're sting-offs or not. I don't think they are. I don't believe they were sting-offs at all. They're just a young couple that were waiting for the bus. So I decided to warn them about the potential danger. But after I got on the bus, about 3 stops down the road, one of the sting-offs that stalked me at the library got on the bus and sat right fucking next to me. And then after he got off the bus, the very next stop, some dude I've never seen before got on the bus, and he sat right across from me. He had a butch haircut. If you've ever seen cops with their butch haircuts, then you know what I'm talking about. Well, this guy was in plain clothes, but he had a butch haircut, very similar to pretty much what any and every cop in fucking Portland, Oregon has. He kind of looked a little bit muscular. You know, he looks like a fucking cop in plain clothes. And the whole time he was sitting across from me, he was giving me the dirtiest ass look. And he got off. Or no, he stayed on the bus. He stayed on the bus. And he was giving me the dirtiest look as I got off the bus. And then the bus took off. He was still looking at me as the bus was driving off. So I'm very much under the impression that person was a cop in plain clothes. And that they're not very happy over the fact that I have more than likely either a high-level civilian sting-off or county sheriff detective or Portland police detective on video putting a knife at my fucking throat. I'm under the impression that she might possibly be a detective in the Multnomah County Sheriff's or in the Portland Police Department. The reason for that is because when my wife was having an affair with when she was having an affair with I had to talk to him before he walked by. When she was having an affair with Officer Eric Carlson, and they were setting me up for a fucking murder. And I ended up catching the maniac on the audio recorder that I put in my wife's purse. There were some black bitch detectives that was involved in it. And it was this black bitch detective was the one that walked up to my wife at Clackamas Walmart. And my wife was stuffing flyers in her locker, giving me blame for shit that she and her fuck buddy law enforcement committed. And the fact that I don't know if she was black or not, but you know, I had her on the audio recording, and she approached my wife and said, "Are you ready to murder your husband now?" And it was right as my wife was shoving flyers in her locker. I was under the impression that she's some detective, you know, that my wife's lover, Officer Eric Carlson, and his partner take orders from. Now, that black bitch that came at me at Eastport Walmart, I'm very much under the impression that she might very well be the detective that gave my wife permission to murder me right after my wife and her lover, Officer Eric Carlson, and his partners set me up for a murder. Now, of course, because I caught them in the act and found out about it, they had no intention of having a trial. They just wanted me to get the blame for their shit, and then they were going to murder me off. Literally, my Officer Eric Carlson and Officer John Ray and their female partners committed a fucking murder, and my wife and daughters were sleeping around with these cops, and are, for all intents and purposes, civilian sting ops for law enforcement as a result of those sexual relations they were having with these cops. And my wife and daughters were helping them to set me up to get the blame for this murder that Officer Eric Carlson and Officer John Ray committed. And they had the blessings of some fucking detective. Now, I'm under the impression that this detective was a female and that she's like in her 60s. I wasn't 100% certain if she was black or white, but she kind of sounded black, at least on the audio recording that I have of her giving my wife permission to murder me. That bitch that put the fucking knife at my throat, she might just be the fucking detective that gave my fucking wife permission to fucking murder me at Clackamas Walmart. There's Clackamas Walmart right there. That's where my wife, Joan Wagar, her sister Vicky Rosales, and my wife's daughters worked while they were having sexual affairs with Portland cops and with county sheriff officers, and they became sting ops as a result of it. They gave my wife permission to poison me to death, and they murdered somebody else. I don't know who. I have no idea who they murdered. But my wife helped Officer Eric Carlson and Officer John Ray to break into my home really early in the morning. They broke into my home, and they were planting evidence in my home, and they were using Officer Eric Carlson as a fucking photo double again. God damn, they didn't even hide the fact from Clackamas Walmart employees and from Eastport Walmart employees. They didn't even hide my wife's affair with that cop, and they didn't even try to hide the fact that he's a lookalike to me. They never tried to hide it. It was Eastport Walmart employees that coined my wife's lover, Officer Eric Carlson, by nickname Double Click, because they were using him as a double to frame me for crimes, and they were constantly taking photogenic photos of him from the side and from the back while he's dressed up like me so he can impersonate me while he hangs around with my wife and daughters, because they wanted to set me up for shit. They were going to get rid of me after they set me up. Now, when these cops committed this murder, and my wife and her daughters were aiding and abetting them and setting me up to get the blame, I ended up catching all that on an audio recorder I put in my wife's purse. And one of the detectives that these officers and my wife and my wife's daughters, one of these detectives that they all answered to was some older bitch that sounded like she's like in her 60s, and she kind of sounded like she was black. So that black bitch that Eastport Walmart that put that knife at my throat, she might very well be the detective that gave my fucking wife permission to poison me to death. It would explain why they're very heavily stalking me right now. I don't think I'm going to get any sleep at all tonight.